welcome back. I'm Tedward, and today, thanks to Bond Group in Waltham, Massachusetts, we're driving a beautiful piece of Americana. This is a 1955 Ford Fairlane Sunliner convertible. It's powered by a 272 cubic inch V8 mated to a 3-speed Ford-O-Matic transmission, automatic of course, and it makes about 162 horsepower powering the rear wheels. This is luxury, this is opulence, this is style. They made 6 different trim levels of this, and this Sunliner might just be my favorite. Blue inside and out, everything screams 1950s. We are motoring, we're road tripping, we're carefree. Nothing else in the world matters because we have style. This likely would have competed with the likes of the Chevy Bel Air, and one of my favorite things about this car, not to mention the rig, I like how the front sits up nice and tall and proud. It's not two-tone. A lot of these are two-tone and they look fantastic, but I think honestly the two-tone with the white on top dates them a little bit more. This being all blue just strikes me so hard. So let's take a look around. There's a lot to take in here, including the little dice on the door locks. Everything is solid and enormous. These doors feel super heavy. These seats, while bench seats, still have individual backrests. And the coolest thing is this. Now, when I was a kid, I collected little die-cast cars. The thing that always drove me nuts is I had a Cadillac convertible from the 1950s or 60s. It was a very Elvis-coded Cadillac. And it had seats that moved. They were plastic, but they moved like this. I'm telling you, in my brain, I always thought, that's annoying. They only move to the side. I never thought to ask anybody. I've never seen it. Today, I'm discovering the actual motion of these style of seats. It's fantastic. You could fit 2 people in the back. There are no seatbelts, so actually you can fit as many people in the back as you'd like, I think. And this is a power top. We're gonna put that up later when we get to the shop because I have a rule. Don't fuss with vintage car tops while you're in a parking lot before you have to get home, because sometimes if anything goes wrong, that is the thing that really stalls you out. Around back, look at how long this bumper is. It makes room for this spare tire and this monster chrome bumper. This has been very difficult to photograph here in direct sunlight today. Holy cow, it is all reflecting, but we're doing our best. What's funny is the badging on the car. On the very front of the car, it does say Fairlane. Back here, it just says Ford-O-Matic. They're bragging about the transmission. This is what's so cool about marketing and branding in America in the 1950s, is every detail was branding. Whether it was a refrigerator or a car, something was gonna try to wow you. To get into this trunk, you have to move this spare tire out of the way. You release it with this guy, and then that pops up and rolls over to the side like so. The Fairlane logo in the back is actually hidden. That also exposes your fuel filler cap, so this is an exercise you're gonna have to be doing anytime you wanna put fuel in this thing. And we can pop our key in here, pop this trunk, and boy, do I have a surprise for you. Another spare tire, baby. They wanted you to motor. They didn't want you to worry if you popped 1 or 2 tires. You were getting to your destination in your Fairlane. It's the coolest. I don't know many cars that have 2 spare tires unless they're off-roaders. Let's go ahead and take a peek under the hood. There's another little surprise up here that I think is so charming. Our Ford emblem, our Fairlane logo. Oh, yes. And under here, there's our 272, but look at this air cleaner. The Ford Oil Bath Special Air Cleaner. The oil bath! Marketing was everything, and they were trying anything they could to get you to buy their product, but I cannot imagine thinking that oil bath is good branding. If I were to describe an oil bath to you, you'd probably think that the car was broken, but that is actually what this air cleaner says. Plenty of room for a larger engine in here, and being 1955, this is the first year of the Ford Fairlane. So let me get it started up while we've got this hood up, because I want you to hear it and see it all running. Then we take our more triangular key, pop that in here. Yes. This thing sounds so mean. I love it. Now, don't worry. See this temp gauge right here that appears that we're having a very, very bad day? We're not having a very bad day. That is fine. It's broken. This down here is the water gauge that we're going to use. This thing idles and holds temperature just fine. It's all been serviced. It is a wonderful piece of kit. Oh, listen to that. And then check this out from the front. Oh, this baby purrs like a kitten. So let's close it up and take it for a drive. These are my boys. These guys love the cars we bring in here.
Now you're doing the classic.
What do you think of this?
I like it.
I know, I'm getting sick of Porsches and Ferraris. We gotta drive more of this stuff. This thing sounds like a tugboat. It's awesome. Oh man, I love this place. All right, no seat belts, no semblance of safety. There we go. What a thing. Oh, it's so soft. All the controls are ultra light. Except for these brakes. You have to push really hard. Had to fight every instinctual urge to chuck this into a corner. I'm so used to hitting that at a little bit more speed. It's a yacht. There's no way we're gonna do a U-turn in that. Oh, the controls are so light. The steering, oh my goodness. I feel like there would be tactility if it wasn't so light. I can't feel a lot that's going on in the front wheels. gotta say, I'm smitten. I love this. I love an enormous V8 American cruiser. I love it when the point is luxury and handling is whatever. Light controls, that's the goal that these guys had in mind. Before we keep going, I do want to show you some other fun stuff inside this car while we're on kind of a rural place. Look at this, the Ford Magic Air system. Even their HVAC controls were branded almost as if they were refrigerators. They were trying to target you. They were looking at this marketing. Everything had a name. Every piece of the car had to be branded in some way that was going to sell to you. Look, I'm finding more down here. Master Guide Ford Power Steering. Even the power steering system was the Master Guide system. And you can almost smell the probably misogynist advertising that would have come out with this, saying, it's so easy your wife could do it. And all the advertising was so terribly wonderful, or wonderfully terrible, I suppose is maybe the way to say it. The speedometer is fascinating to me because it's backlit by the sun. This is open back here, so you can see the shade of my hand. So you can see this illuminate just by natural sunlight. The only problem is there's leather in there, and that is a bit wrinkled, so that's gonna get dried up. Brakes are ultra heavy. I like how she stopped in the narrowest part of that corner as if she was helping me out. No ma'am, keep driving. So call me crazy, but this Ford-O-Matic 3-speed feels like it's been in one gear the entire time. We'll take it up to the highway, we'll see. Maybe it's starting in second, and when we get up to highway speeds, we'll feel a shift. It's just been so smooth. It is Ford-O-Matic. That's about the maximum speed I would take that corner at. Don't back up. All right, sweet. the suspension is designed to be luxurious, and there's so much body roll, there's so much squat and dive. It is only designed to insulate you from bumps, and it is definitely, I mean, I could get like body roll at this speed. It's alarmingly soft, but it's so joyful over bumps. You feel nothing. It feels like in the 1980s and 90s, Rolls-Royce was building suspensions like this. I mean, obviously much more advanced, but the feeling, whereas like somehow you could have gone back to the 1950s and felt the light steering, the soft suspension, the open cabin, the style. This thing's fantastic. There is a really bizarre feeling when you drive cars from this era that there must have been so much hope and optimism for the future of cars. And while cars have gotten safer and faster and more agile, can you imagine seeing this be like a normal car on the road? Can you imagine not just seeing like beige, silver, SUV, city everywhere? I mean, I'm looking around and I'm not seeing anything that's particularly artistic style-wise. Sure, I like a Pacifica. It's a handsome minivan, but it's not this. It's just not this. If you lift off these brakes even a little bit, the thing starts to creep. And you got to put a pretty good amount of brake pressure. I mean, you could just throw it neutral and that'd be fine, but I find myself 2 foot on the brake. Now I understand why brake pedals were so big in these automatic cars. It was because they were probably rolling away from people, and when they were at a stop, it was probably more comfortable to put 2 feet on the brake. Is that true? Did I discover something? I don't know how fast I want to go in this thing. I'm gonna find out. Uh-oh. There we go. We're back. Maybe that was a shift. I'll admit, I was a little worried about taking this on the highway, and it's awesome. It's awesome. I don't think it would pass the moose test. Pretty roly-poly. It's a boat. Big on the brakes. Let's see. Yeah, we can make that. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm getting used to her. We're bonding. We're bonding. I like it very, very much. This is very good. This is motoring. On Wednesday, I drove a Citroen 2CV, and today we're driving the Fairlane. They could not be more different. But actually, similar vibes in suspension, where that's just as roly-poly, squat, divey. just a completely different approach to it. Little tight, buddy. I'm in a Fairlane. I don't think this will pass any small overlap test. I would like to do a quick sanity check and make sure my license plate is still on this vehicle. Otherwise, that'll be a fun expedition later on. Gotta have your tried and true trusted office parks for sanity checks. It's critical. Oh yeah, check that guy out. TBM, turboprop, very cool. All right, let's take a quick peek. Make sure we're legal. We're all twisted up, but she's still running. Let's go. Oh my goodness, I am so in love. Take a quick peek at these guys too. Look at that. Are you kidding me? That's so sick. Let's put these up. That's sick. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. If anyone's an expert on these Ford-O-Matic transmissions, let me know what this does. Does it start in second? Am I just missing a shift? I just feel like I'm feeling two gears, and maybe low, you have to select that first gear. So used to driving old vintage exotic cars that this is oddly foreign to me. This domestic product feels more foreign to me than getting into an air-cooled 911 or an Austin Healey 3000 or a Triumph TR6 or an Aston DB4. I mean, this is just the coolest thing ever. Let's see, I wonder, this one doesn't match up as well as that one. I wonder if it's my door. Well, I'm not gonna mess with it here. Self-canceling, quite luxurious. This thing rips. So much torque. Guys, this has been one of the most joyful drives in a long time. I love driving something that I'm not used to. I love driving something that's a little different, that takes a totally different part of my brain to operate, because this is as opposite as it gets to the sporty vintage cars that we're typically featuring on the channel. Even modern cars, everything handles. This is just designed for comfort, luxury, and opulence. And really not much else. I don't think you're running a slalom. You'd never... Actually, now I want to bring it to an autocross and see what it'll do. But I can't even describe how much fun this has been. And the only thing that is a very, very heavy thing to use is this brake pedal. And I should have worn shorts, and you would have seen my quads popping out of my shorts while I'm driving this thing. All right, maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. But this is why I always say, I'm not necessarily a car enthusiast as much as I am a driving enthusiast. I love driving different things. Cars are beautiful, cars are great, but when people say, like, what's my favorite car, I'm usually thinking about, like, how did something make me feel when I drove it? I don't want to look at stuff. I don't want it to just sit there. I want to know, like, oh, is it actually an enjoyable driving experience? And look, if this thing had to compete at a racetrack, this is a terrible driving experience. It would do nothing. But cruising around town, everybody's giving me a thumbs up. I'm everybody's friend today. And it sounds fantastic. It's a relic of the past, but it's also a reminder of design. It's a reminder that before all the bean counters came in and started cost-cutting all the materials inside and outside of the cars, it feels like designers got to run free and try things. I mean, the fact that this has glass through it. I mean, all these weird little things in this car that almost look conceptual, that made it into production. It just makes me so happy. Things were solid and it's robust. And I know this thing has gone through lots of service and stuff in its day, but it does appear that it all works, and that maybe it would have all worked if it was just, normally maintained like a normal car. And this radio. Look at this. All the presets. Just
hey, my friend.
Hey.
What year?
1955.
Damn.
Yeah.
You doing it. God bless you.
Thank you. You too. Give them a little more room. I've got huge bumpers here. Dude, everybody loves this thing. It's just such a fun timepiece. It really is like wearing a cool watch and someone on an airplane. It's like, hey, is that your Speedmaster? Is that your Daytona? Whatever. Like, it does have this vibe. Like, it strikes conversation, and it strikes good conversation. No one's asking me what I do for a living. Like, how'd you get that money? Like I would do when you're in an Aventador. But they just want to know, like, what's going on, man? Like, this makes me happy. I got to put it in a neutral. If my leg gives out, I'm going straight into this and destroying this CRV. shall obey. More emergency vehicles. Oh, kind of a jerk move, Tesla. From Vermont? I thought you were better than that. I guess the Tesla driving nature overcomes the Vermont heritage. Poor form. Poor form. The sound this is making sounds exactly like when you're coming close to your dock or marina in a big V8 boat and you're just kind of idling your way very slowly. No wake zone. As promised, here's a roof demo. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Look at this.